What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City match review, match reaction and match analysis, as Manchester City have beaten Everton by 2-0. You may be able to tell that Manchester City have won this game and currently find ourselves top of the Premier League. Hence the happy smile on my face, which could have been so different in this game. We'll speak all about that, of course. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe to my channel. On that push to 34k subscribers, less than 300 subs away. It is free to subscribe, so any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget social media links. You can find them in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below, including what you made of this performance for Manchester City. What could we do a little bit differently against FC Copenhagen on Tuesday night in our next game? Do let me know in the comments below, and also don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes. And wow, what a prize this is. It's a one-of-a-kind quad-signed Manchester City shirt display with LED lights featuring signed shirts from Pep Guardiola, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish as well as potentially being in with the chance of winning that. There's 31 instant prizes available on this prize as well, which includes signed shirts from Ederson, Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish and Phil Foden individually, as well as 2 hospitality tickets to Manchester City v FC Copenhagen in the Champions League in March, and so much more as well. Do go and check it out. Tickets are £2.95. You can buy as many tickets as you want, so do go and check it out. Much appreciated, and thank you to Football Prizes for sponsoring this video. So we're going to speak about this game. We're going to start off with the first talking point, which I think comes in the lineup. So Kovacic, don't know why he's not in the squad. I don't know what's happened there, unless I've missed something on social media and I've not seen the update on Kovacic and why he wasn't in the squad. I'm not too sure. It was really good to see Manchester City youngster Jacob Wright on the bench. Unfortunately, didn't make his debut for Manchester City, but good to see another high-quality young player there making the Manchester City first-team squad. Very exciting for him. I'm sure it won't be long before he is making his first-team debut for the club. Manchester City, maybe with one eye on FC Copenhagen, chose to do a little bit of rotation. And I was surprised at Man City's approach, because we all knew that Everton were going to park the bus. We all knew that Manchester City may struggle a little bit creatively, in particular when you move Phil Foden away from midfield and out wide, and you don't have De Bruyne in the team. It was always going to be a little bit huff and puff. And I'm not going to drag on too much like I did in my last video where I was speaking about this Alvarez Haaland thing and going up top. But I do feel like it just takes away an extra bit of central midfield for Manchester City, and I'm going to go on and say what I said in that game. I'm marrying up with my thoughts from the last game and this game in. I feel like Man City have to find a better way for Julian Alvarez and Erling Haaland, for both of them to be starting the game, rather than taking a little bit of creativity away from the Manchester City squad. Thankfully, in that match against Brentford, Phil Foden really shown up, and thankfully in this game we managed to get the very best in the second half out of Erling Haaland, and I thought that was all instrumental by Kevin De Bruyne and his ability to play forward passes, because at Man City's team that we went with here, it was so backwards in that first half. And I don't mean backwards in terms of play, I mean backwards as in our passing. Safe passes, sideways passing, going backwards. Go forwards, pass the ball forwards, create opportunities. The worst that can happen is the ball's intercepted. Everton weren't really doing much with the ball in the first half anyway, so I didn't really see why we couldn't take a few more risks, and I'd like to have seen Matheus Nunes given an opportunity here to really take this game by the scruff of the neck. Put some dink balls towards the back post. Try and accelerate Manchester City forward. Take his opportunity with both hands, and I just didn't see enough. And because of that, I just don't think it's going to be a few weeks now before we see Matheus Nunes in a City shirt again, I reckon. So it's a difficult one. It really is a difficult one. But, you know, for me, I wanted to see more from Matheus Nunes. I wasn't a big fan of Akanji going into central midfield. There was a couple of opportunities where City got forward where Akanji had the ball in the penalty area. He's a centre-back. At the end of the day, he's a defender. And when he got into the opposition penalty area, it was like seeing a centre-back in the penalty area. We had John Stones playing in this game. John Stones to me is more comfortable on the ball. I'd like to have seen him go in that holding midfield role rather than Manuel Akanji. And if I want centre-backs getting forward, to me, John Stones would be that player because he's more comfortable with the ball. He's got a good eye for goal. And just in general, I feel like he suits that role better than what Akanji does. Akanji's not a bad player in that role. I just didn't think in this game against Everton, with the formation that Everton were going with and their approach of the part of the bus, I just didn't think it got the very best out of the squad. And to have a look at the bench, like to De Bruyne, Bernardo, Silva, Jack Grealish, all on the bench for Manchester City, Oscar Bobb as well. You know, you've got creative players there that City didn't want to utilise, wanted to give a bit of rest for. And thankfully, we did have these players available that they could come on in the second half and really make a difference. Kyle Walker comes on second half and City all of a sudden, in terms of that right-hand side, look more shored up and look creatively better. I'm sure some of you tactical geniuses out there will be able to, in the comments, tell me the analysis around why Man City just look more comfortable with Walker on that right-hand side. It did give a little bit more freedom for John Stones to go through the middle rather than on the right, and it did mean that Walker could get forward and he could overlap, which meant that anyone playing on the right wing could cut in more like Phil Foden. But this game, predominantly to me, there's the big substitutions, Kevin De Bruyne coming on for Matheus, Nunes, his ability to find the pass, and City just looking instantly much better. And it didn't take too long, took 13 minutes for Manchester City to start creating opportunities and getting that illustrious shot on target, which we struggled for. 18 shots, 3 on target, not a very good return. Then 3 shots coming in the final 20 minutes for Manchester City, 2 of them for Erling Haaland, both of them goals, the other a tame effort by Phil Foden straight at Jordan Pickford. So there we go. That was the game. And as I said, everything else for Manchester City just weren't a brilliant performance. It's not going to be one that we're going to look back on for years to come and say that that was a brilliant game of football. It was all about Man City winning this game and getting a 3 points, and Everton made life very difficult for City in this game. And if we didn't have De Bruyne available, I'm going to die on this hill. I don't think Manchester City win this game if we don't have De Bruyne on that pitch in the second half. So that shows the importance of Kevin De Bruyne and how Man City just instantly look much better, as you would, with a player of quality like Kevin De Bruyne on the pitch. And I'd like to have seen De Bruyne give him 45 minutes and played the first half and taken off in the second half, just to have that bit of creativity there. An opening goal here for Manchester City early on would have really opened the doors and would have allowed Man City to settle down much quicker than what it was. And in the end, it was nervy. And if City didn't find that opening goal in the 71st minute, this would have been a very nervous Manchester City match where you'd ultimately see Man City just launching ball after ball into the box. And thankfully, that weren't the case, and we did have Erling Haaland. Now, I'm sure Everton will feel hard done by. They felt like they should have had a goal kick rather than a corner for Manchester City in the build-up to that opening goal. Looking at the television replays, to me, it's a little bit inconclusive. I'm not 100% off which head it comes off. The official's on-field decision goes with a corner, so you stick with the corner, and Everton don't clear the lines, and Haaland's there, right place, right time to fire into the back of the net. Pickford gets an arm onto it, into the roof of the net. There's just too much power. City's first shot on target. How many times have we seen City concede off our first shot on target? It was nice for it to be the other way and City find that opening goal, and Erling Haaland and Manchester City and the whole stadium, everyone just felt instantly much better about the game and the situation once we got that goal. And then City just started to relax, and all of a sudden then Man City were just looking for that opportunity, that patient build-up. It comes in the 85th minute, a combination of Nathan Ake and Jeremy Doku helping City to scrappily win the ball back. Give that ball to De Bruyne. Always rule of thumb, you're looking to create anything, give the ball to De Bruyne. He'll create magic, he'll do something. One through ball, all of a sudden Erling Haaland's in. Jared Branthwaite needs to be much stronger. He's moaning and complaining about wanting a free kick. He's just as physical as Erling Haaland. He has to be stronger. He isn't. Haaland wanted it more, and Haaland tucked it away. Cool as you like. Really good finish into the back of the net. Thank you very much. 2-0, clean sheet, job's a good one. We move on. Chelsea at home in our next Premier League game next weekend, and we can think about potentially being top of the Premier League for it, albeit more than likely a few more hours, as Liverpool do play Burnley at the time of this video going out, and we don't know what's happened in that game, but I'm going to presume that Liverpool do win that game. Anfield, it'd be nice to get a favour off Vincent Kompany, but we will see. This win does mean City that Liverpool have to win that game. We've got a better goal difference than Liverpool right now. we are going to have a game in hand on Liverpool and Arsenal, and we need to just make sure that our focus now in the Premier League is solely on that Chelsea game and not thinking too much about that game in hand and just taking things a game at a time, which means before you even start looking at the Premier League, we focus on the Champions League and FC Copenhagen. Last 16, first leg, match in Denmark. They like to attack. Going to be a completely different game to this Everton game, so Man City have to recover, regroup and prepare themselves for that match. For Everton, their relegation scrap that they're in is nothing's decided today. It's not going to be decided in a match at the Etihad against Manchester City. It's what they do throughout the season. Of course, that 10-point deduction isn't going to help them. We spoke more about that in my preview when I was on the Across the Park podcast. Spoke more about that 10-point deduction and the implications that it has on Everton and is it right, etc., etc. We've already gone into the politics of it, so you've just got to look and take the league table at face value. And they know that they'll be looking at what Crystal Palace, what Brentford, what Nottingham Forest, what Luton Town, what Burnley and Sheffield United do this weekend, and then take it from there. Everton know that Crystal Palace, they face Chelsea on Monday night at a battle of managers potentially to be sacked. That Crystal Palace come to Goodison Park next Monday in their next game, their next Premier League game for Everton, and it's a huge game at the bottom because Everton win that and Crystal Palace lose to Chelsea, for example, on Monday night, which could well happen. Then all of a sudden Everton are 2 points behind them. They may potentially come out of the relegation zone, and it drags another team into the relegation zone as well. So that match, huge for Everton, much bigger for Everton on Monday night next week than what this game was for them there. But boy, they gave Man City a scare there. It took us until 71 minutes to have a shot on target. The part of the bus tactic, I get why they do it. It makes life very difficult. Nearly paid off. It hasn't. We come away with the 3 points. We'll take the 3 points. We'll walk away from this. We'll start focusing on the Champions League now in that last 16 match with FC Copenhagen. But really nice to see City win. Nice to see us back top of the Premier League. And I think the most important thing I took away from this game, lots of people have been saying Erling Haaland's looked rusty since coming back from injury, and he has. But here he is now, getting rid of that rust, and he's ready now. Business end of the season. Erling Haaland still, even though he's been out for 2 months, Premier League top goal scorer, Manchester City's top goal scorer, back in amongst the goals, and the big difference here between Manchester City picking up 1 and 3 points. Erling Haaland, Viking. Love him to bits. Anyway, there we go. That's been my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. Do subscribe if you're new around here. It's free. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Do go and check out today's video sponsor, Football Prizes. Links and details, they are in the description. Remember, you can go and win that special quad shirt for Manchester City if you want to go and win it. The links and details there in the description. Remember, £2.95 to enter, and they've got lots of other prizes that you could potentially win as well. So there's 31 instant prizes. So as well as being in with the chance of winning a one-of-a-kind quad Manchester City signed shirt, you can also be in with the chance of potentially winning some other signed shirts and other cool prizes as well, including signed shirts from Ederson, Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, as well as 2 hospitality tickets for Manchester City against FC Copenhagen in March, and much more. So do go and check out Football Prizes. Much appreciated to them for sponsoring this video. And as I said, as always, when videos are sponsored, it helps support the future content created here on my channel, so I would appreciate any interaction with Football Prizes, and I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.